Hello friends, this is Anand Harsh. I'm with you with a new video on integer. In the past few lectures, we consider the definition of data types and the categorization of data types, which are primary or fundamental data types, user-defined and derived data types. In the primary sections, we divide the data types into four categories: integer, character, float and void. Now in today's lecture I am describing about the data type of type fundamental or primary, we can say integer. This data type says we can represents whole numbers. That means without decimal point or fractional part. Whole numbers we can only describe, we can only represent, that means 0, 2, 55, minus 128, 50, etc. There is no decimal point in these numbers. Now, in past lecture, we described about integers. There are three types of integers available: simple integer or integer, short integer and long integer. There are three types of data types available in integers. According to their nature, if they are signed or unsigned, they are further categorized into 6 categories. That is integer, signed in nature, unsigned integer, signed short integer, unsigned short integer, signed long integer and unsigned long integer. So basically there are three types of integer we can express, that is integer, short integer and long integer. According to their nature of being signed or unsigned, they are categorized into 6 categories. Now the size says that the memory they take in hard disk, they take 2 bytes, which integer, signed integer, it takes 2 bytes of memory. Unsigned integer takes 2 bytes of memory, whereas short integer takes 1 byte and unsigned short integer takes 1 byte. Signed long integer takes 4 bytes of memory for storage and unsigned long integer takes 4 bytes of memory for storage. Now when we are talking about the range, they can express, integer can express minus 32,768 numbers from starting and 32,767 in positive numbers. Minimum they can express 32,768 and maximum they can express 32,767. Whereas in unsigned integer, it takes 2 bytes, it starts from 0, that means minimum we can represent 0 to 65,535. If we are talking about signed short integer, it takes 1 storage of byte in memory and we can represent minus 128 to plus 127 of integer types of numbers. If we are talking about unsigned short integer, it also takes 1 storage of memory byte and it starts from 0 and ends with 255. Signed long integer takes 4 byte, that means it is the largest memory taken data type in integer. It starts from minus 2147 483 648 to plus 2147 483 647. That is largest amount we can express if we are taking signed long integer for variables. If we are talking about unsigned long integer, it also takes 4 bytes for storage of memory. It starts from 0 and ends with 4294967 So we consider this table for these 6 integer data types and their storage and the maximum and minimum representations. Now the question here is, what I am going to explain with you, that how we can memorize these representations. So I am taking a short integer which takes 1 byte. This is 1 byte. That means 8 bits. We have 8 blocks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 and 8. So we can represent bits, number of bits here. If I am writing this, that means it is equivalent to 0. If I am writing, that is equivalent to 1, and so on. It will be so on. So the maximum we can represent is 2 to the power n. That is equal to 2 multiplied by n is the number of bits. That is 8. 2 to the power 8. So we can write this as 2 multiplied by 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 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 and 8. If we are calculating this, we are getting 256 as result. So if we are taking unsigned short integer which takes 1 storage of memory, then we can express maximum 256 numbers. That means it includes 0 also, as we express this. So it starts from 0 and ends with 255. So the total amount we can express 256. 0 to 256. The formula here to calculate the unsigned number of unsigned, if you are taking unsigned data types, so maximum we can represent is 0 to 2 to the power n minus 1. That is the formula for the data type we are taking as unsigned. And if we are taking signed, so there is a single bit value taken for the sign. That means that may be plus or minus. So we have only the 7 bit values available. That means 2 to the power n minus 1. So it starts from minus 2 to the power n minus 1 to plus 2 to the power n minus 1 minus 1. So if we are taking signed short integer that is stored, that takes 1 byte of storage, that means minus 2 to the power 8 minus 1 to plus 2 to the power 8 minus 1 minus 1. When we conclude this, it is minus 2 to the power 7 to plus 2 to the power 7 minus 1. That is 128 minus, and that is 128 minus 1. That is 127, as we are showing in this table. So from this conclusion, from this formula, this is the formula for signed data type. If you are taking signed kind of integer, then we are implanting this formula to compute this representation from to end, starting from end, minimum to maximum. So this is all I want to express with you. Thank you all of you. I hope you enjoy this lot.